Good afternoon, Cherries fans. 24 hours ago, AFC Bournemouth. Well, what a win it was. As you can see, I'm joined by Jeff. Jeff, how are you?
Excellent. I'm getting better every time I talk to you, Sam.
Yeah. And if you're liking the smiles on our faces, then I advise you subscribe to the channel, because tomorrow morning we'll have the video podcast and the extended audio pod, which includes all the usuals, a bit of match reaction, your thoughts as well, all that kind of malarkey. Just download it on your latest podcast app. But straight after the game, I put out a tweet asking for your 5-word match reports. We had loads. So this is what you had to say in 5 words after that 1-0 win at Chelsea.
So Steve-O says VAR gives Gozzo's gripping goal. Love the alliteration, Steve-O. Adrian Kelly, obviously ecstatic, gave us a number of options. Stacey, what a bloody marvel. Francis, what a bloody marvel. Mepham, what a bloody marvel. You can see where he's going with that. Adi Mansbridge, proof I'm crap at predictions. Yeah, Aid, not the best. Susan, we should trust in Eddie. Agree with that. Neil Dawson, 5 in midfield equals gold. You've said it before on the podcast, Neil. On Twitter, I've seen it. On the forums, I've seen it. Yeah, you're right. At last, a different plan against a top 6 team, and it worked. Not quite 5 words, but that was a reply, Alan. I'll let you off. Chris Root, Eddie loves a siege mentality. Tommy Haverden's poodle, nice to see you the other day, by the way. Amazing, sensational, determined, committed, pissed. Is that 5? Gary Chapman scored, celebrated 3 minutes later. Yeah, the wonders of VAR. Even though it was obvious within 10 seconds it was a goal, obviously they need to do their checking. Yes, no, yes, no, yes. Love that celebration. And also thanks VAR, we love you. More from Adrian Kelly there, as you can see. Look at that from Eddie Howe. There's a guy, the relief coursing through his veins there, just exuding happiness, and it's been a tough time, hasn't it? Ian Reid, it was never in doubt. Andy Bowman, fighting for each other again. Yeah, that's it. Danny Beale, off 16 points at last. Yeah, it seems like ages, doesn't it? Also, a great hard-fought win. Gosling, great strike, wins it. Coco, I bloody love Upper Shed. I know. What is it with us and Chelsea? I think it's us and Liverpool that have won there the most since our integration into the Premier League in 2015. Martin, forever running altogether, never over. Don't ever doubt Eddie's commitment, he goes on to say as well. Phil Lees, courage, discipline, determination, proud Cherries. Tim Spencer, listened at home. You can see the rest. Disgusting, Tim. We do want videos on this channel too, but no, none of that stuff. DC in Washington, David, gutsy, brilliant team effort. Murky, second choice, back 4 shine. Stamford Bridge, home from home, says Andy. Rambo's double save was immense, said Sue, and also watched MOTD 3 times already. Ryan, such a typical Bournemouth result. It is, isn't it? Jack Russell, defensive masterclass leaves Chelsea blue. We lost in Bournemouth, to paraphrase a number of Chelsea fans. I can imagine that. You're not singing anymore, said Laura. They weren't singing in the first place, said Gary Chapman. Will Trigger Travers, all hell the VAR technology. Michael, old guard, do it again. Yeah, great to see Gozzo and Frano there. Amazing. Fantastic. Together anything is possible, says Paul. Balls. Let Nathan Ake go, says Coco. And also a truly fantastic team effort, says Sosna. Why so dark before the light? Yeah, it always does feel like that, doesn't it? Can we play you every week, said Baby Duck. Tyler, Stamford Bridge is our fortress. Rob, everyone was faultless. Incredible display. How many of these to go? Steve Butler, beginning to look a lot like Boscombe. That's 6 words, Steve. Go back to the drawing board. No, but I appreciate what you did there. Dear Frank, unlucky. Love, Ed, said Rob. Love it. Robin, can we buy Stamford Bridge? Steve Perry, darkest hour just before dawn. Simply AFCB, every player looked brilliant today. They really did. And these player ratings shortly. Jeff agrees. Harvey Morey, Dan Gosling, Bournemouth's goal machine. Stuart, Arise, Sedan, Ronaldinho, Gosling. Gozodinho, said Kerry. Michael Snedden once again owns Stamford Bridge. Stuart, Prime Video deserve more football for this GIF alone. Yeah, great GIF that. James Clark, Burnley still a must win. Yeah, need to follow it up. Mark, Gosling's an absolute legend. Dan Gosling walks on water, said Tony Mays. Finally, Russell Jameson, brilliant from start to finish. So those were brilliant.
Oh, a lot of happy Cherries fans there, Jeff, and we're going to do some player ratings now, if that's okay. We obviously were absolutely delighted with the performance, and by listening to the podcast, as I said a short while ago, you will hear an extended summary on what we thought about yesterday's game. It was just superb. But we're going to go through the team now, and I'm going to ask Jeff to score each player out of 10 and just give a little bit of blurb about each person. So we'll start off with Mr. Aaron Ramsdale.
Brilliant. When you asked me to do this, Sam, I was thinking, shall I go a bit Strictly Come Dancing? You're a bit critical, but Rambo, brilliant saves. One flappy bit that caused a bit of commotion, but I'm going to forgive him that because of his celebrations and the way that he was talking about getting wound up by the Chelsea fans and then over celebrated the VAR decision in a lovely way. So 10 out of 10, Rambo. Well done.
And I think that double save he made was I don't think that's too high. I think, and why not? Let's just revel in this. So why not? Ramsdale, you got a 10 out of 10 there. Jack Stacey, right back, thought he did all right yesterday.
Really good going forwards. I thought he was good defensively. Best game I think he's had in a Bournemouth shirt. He was up against a really tough player, and I think we kind of expect him to be so much better than he is. He's relatively inexperienced still at this level, certainly, but he's growing with every game. The more he plays, the more I like him. Adam Smith might be out for a long time, so Stacey, yesterday, if you play like that, position's yours. Am I going to give him a 10? I'll give him a 9. I'll give him a 9 because I think a young player like that. Well, actually, Rambo should 9. 9.
Okay, fair enough. 9. Much maligned by many. I'm glad he's not got Twitter because a couple of weeks ago he would not want to have read some tweets about him and some knee-jerk reactions. But I tell you what, yesterday, our club captain, Simon Francis, he did all right.
Finest performance of the season, Frano. Some might say you'd only have to score a 5 to get that. But,
yeah.
But he was great. He was the leader that we want, and it's lovely to have a player who's been with us through the journey. Yesterday was one of those games where all the players that have come into the club in recent times now know what it means to be a Bournemouth player. And Frano being one of those hardcore from the group that came up from the Championship, he's been there, seen it, done it, but delivered yesterday. And I'd give him a 9 yesterday. Thought it was outstanding.
Yeah, I agree. That continuity of team spirit, I think, is great. So to see players like Jack Stacey and Rico involved, they've not really been involved in these moments before where we've really got our backs against the wall. Frano's been there and done it really for AFC Bournemouth. Been there at the highest, the best of times, the worst of times, and we've always come out up trumps. And it's just nice to see everyone sharing in that emotion. Even Philip Billing getting involved, superb. So speaking of Chris Mepham, one of the players that has maybe not quite felt that kind of backs to the wall AFC Bournemouth thing that we always seem to feel. How do you feel he did?
Terrific. Again, Tammy Abraham was largely his responsibility, and I thought Frano and Mepham shared looking after Tammy really well yesterday. Who is a very talented striker. We didn't give him much. He had maybe 1 or 2 shots, 1 or 2 headers, but to keep him down to that, I thought was excellent. And that again for Mepham, I thought was a turning point kind of game. He's felt a bit on the margins of the side. He knows that he's going to get picked for the next 4 or 5 weeks now, and frankly, he deserves to on that performance. Solid, brilliant in the air. Never looked like he was going to make a mistake or give anything away. Again, 9 out of 10, really good.
Yeah. 9 out of 10. And is he a Mepham or a Mepham? I never know. Is he a Mepham?
Tell him to tweet us.
But yeah, because I notice you say Mepham quite a lot. I say, it's very difficult to,
One of us will be right, Sam.
Yeah, well, well, perhaps I'll give him a call on my mobile phone. Eh? But anyway, we will find out about that. Diego Rico then, left back. I thought he was pretty good yesterday. I really enjoyed seeing him overlap quite a lot, and it's nice to see. Neil Dawson said it on the Vitals forum, that reckless sort of football that we just love to see, and he was playing the ball forward really well, making those runs, quite often not used, but obviously he was a decoy. But I thought he did all right yesterday.
He did really well. Willian was given a lot of the ball, particularly in the first half, and aside from the fact that he couldn't cross the ball for toffee, I thought Rico stood up to him really well, didn't let him get past him that often, was great going forwards as well. Solid 9.
Yeah, I agree with that. These are lovely positive scores. I'm liking it. Lewis Cook.
Wow. Lewis Cook being asked to play a role unfamiliar to him on that right-hand side showed what it is to have somebody who looks after the ball, who's intelligent, who plays the ball at the right time, makes good decisions about when to use it, when not to use it. Lewis, if you want that right-hand side midfield berth, you've got it, because that was a really impressive performance. I'd give him a 9 yesterday. Thought he did brilliantly.
Excellent. And then our midfield three. I say midfield three. We played 4 centre midfielders. Let's go. If we go 4 next, we'll go for Philip Billing.
Terrific. Number of interceptions he made was excellent. Really good winning the ball in our penalty area, winning number of headers, making clearances, and also a threat when we had corners. We several times caused pandemonium in their box just by lobbing the ball in there with people like Billing up there. And I thought he was sensible in his distribution. There were 1 or 2 times where he perhaps he didn't make the tackles that he thought he needed to. So for that, I'm just going to mark down 1 Phil, 9 again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Jefferson. What is it even worth debating this?
10.
Yeah.
I mean, we are not worthy of Jefferson Lerma yesterday. Not only was it a brilliant performance, an assist, some excellent distribution, winning the ball, being confrontational in the middle, and having Alan Shearer call you out to be praised on Match of the Day. It's everything that we know about him and have seen from him all season and last season, if I'm honest. And he didn't get a yellow card either. 10 out of 10.
I know. What on earth's going on? It's like a new man, isn't he? And then Dan Gosling.
That was his first start for a long time, and I think I'm right that he actually scored the last game that he started as well. Yeah. So what can you say? Ran the most of any player on the pitch. Brilliant intelligence for the goal. He sharpened up our play. You could tell in the 3rd minute there was that lovely combination with Ryan Fraser where Gosling is playing those 1-2s that we used to be really good at last season, and I thought he injected some urgency, determination and quality in going forwards that we've been missing. So 10 out of 10 Gozzo. And you're a friend of the podcast, so yeah.
Exactly. What does it say about having a player that's been out for so long, hasn't trained in a while, has probably trained the least out of everyone on the pitch, barring Josh King? What does it say about him running the highest amount of kilometres in that 90 minutes? I mean, he's a machine.
He is a machine, desperate to play, obviously, and prove that he deserves to be on that pitch from the start. He's one of those players, I think, who's got that Bournemouth spirit in his veins, coursing through him. Yesterday showed it. He may not be the most technically gifted player on the planet, but if you or I could score an overhead kick like that, I think we'd be quite proud.
Yeah, I agree. And Eddie Howe, in one of his interviews afterwards, said, Dan Gosling never lets me down, and that was another performance. Well done, Dan Gosling. And then Ryan Fraser on the left, not the best season so far, but showing a little bit more intent in recent matches. And I thought quite possibly one of his better games, if not the best this season, maybe.
His best of the season. He thankfully the dodgy hair colour is a thing of the past as well. He was really direct, which was fantastic to see. He gave Azpilicueta a number of problems down that side, and played some great passes. Wasn't afraid to cross or to shoot, which was lovely to see. And I think the fact that he got through the game, and I love the way that he gave his shirt to the fan afterwards. Yeah. And can I ask that fan, did he say to Ryan, sign that flipping contract, Ryan?
Yeah.
I'd give him a 9. That was his best performance of the season, Ryan. Well done.
I just like seeing the smile on his face once again. It's so nice to see, because quite often he's looked he's looked Scottish. But no, I'm really pleased to see him smiling, and so chuffed for him. And I just hope this maybe inspires him to maybe make a positive decision, put some more performances in over Christmas, because he could be a pivotal player for us and get back to that kind of form that we know and love. And if he can put in a similar shift at Brighton on the 28th like he did last time round, well, we would all be delighted, wouldn't we? So Josh King, our number 7 up front, first game back in a while. He did all right.
He was superb going forwards, very direct. We know he's like that. He was the way he made Zuma and Rudiger's life a complete misery yesterday, and that was delightful to see. He had a few options where he overhit the pass or took the wrong option or just sort of lost control going forwards, but the fact he was making those runs and being picked out and winning fouls and doing all those things, are you listening, Callum? That's what you need to do. That was 100% Josh King playing the role that you need to play as a centre forward in the Premier League. 9 out of 10. And
then Solanke, he got like 15, 20 minutes or so, but when he came on, he was relatively effective, wasn't he?
He was effective. He was close to getting a touch on that cross from Stacey, that actually the corner that led to the goal. But I thought he was probably a bit motivated that it was Chelsea as well, because that's where he started. And he had a point to prove. Is it wrong just to give him an 8? But still want to see more. But it was good. It was good.
Yeah. I agree. And Eddie Howe has faced a lot of flack. There have been certain quarters that have been calling for his head, and it's for me it's just seen madness. But he's always been the man to get us out of the trouble. And some people were probably frantically going back through their timelines, deleting their previous tweets from a couple of weeks ago. I'm sure we'll give him a rating out of 10 as well. He changed the formation. It wasn't a 4-4-2. He did something different, and it paid its dividends, didn't it?
There were 2 English managers out there yesterday, one of them with no experience of winning proper games, and the other one who knows exactly what it's like to win a game. And we had the special one. They didn't. It was great. I thought he was brilliant tactically. Okay, his hand might have been forced in the team that he had to pick, but got it absolutely spot on. And Chelsea didn't really know how to cope or how to change to change the nature of the game, which was a testament to fantastic coaching. So 10 out of 10, Eddie. More of the same, please. Oh, also the spirit and the attitude. That's why he's our manager. That's why we love him.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Steve Fletcher, what we'll do is we'll put this video. Steve Fletcher, I'm going to give an 11 for this celebration. Have a look at this. The sheer desire, Jeff. Oh, mate. I just love it. It's that galvanising performance that we've needed, that we can now push on with this, because I don't know. It seemed previously like it was a team of separate players, but this is a performance that's seemingly brought everyone together. You know, not just the win, not just the 3 points, but emotionally as well. And you could see that visual togetherness. It was so nice to see. And hey, now we're all kind of looking forward to the next fixture, whereas previously we were dreading them.
Yeah, you look at the slogans or the motivational phrases that are associated with us.
Yeah.
We play from the back with pace and attack. Yeah. We did that. We are a team where together anything is possible. That was there in spades yesterday. You know, backs against the wall, we delivered. And maybe it does take that kind of siege mentality to make you dig deep. Eddie talked a lot about soul searching and the players being asked to look into themselves and step up. We've been calling for it. They did yesterday. I, for one, can't wait for the Burnley game. More of the same, and we'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah, good stuff. Now, if you went to the game yesterday, the podcast is coming out tomorrow. Jeff and I will be putting our main match chat on YouTube, so you can watch that. But also the full podcast, which includes everything, that's going to be hitting your podcast app first thing tomorrow. Now, what we do need is a few fans' thoughts. So if you went to the game, what we'd really appreciate you doing is sending in a voice clip. You can do it just by recording it on your voice notes app on your phone. You can have a few goes if you want, but once you've got it ready, send it via email to fans@afcbpodcast.com. I'll pop it just down there, fans@afcbpodcast.com, or WhatsApp it on the following mobile number as well. Just make it, say, 45 seconds. Just say your name, what you thought of the game, and we'll pop it on the podcast. But Jeff, thank you very much for coming along, and it's all smiles this week, eh?
Certainly is. Looking forward to the week ahead.
Cool. See you in the next video. Up the cherries.
Up the cherries.
Better than